Let's get started with the installation of your 94 to 2004 Mustang hydraulic underdash pedal kit. For this install, you're going to want to remove your bracket. It makes the installation a lot simpler. Place the bracket on the bench. This is an original bracket out of a 94 to 2004 Mustang. You'll cut the zip tie off of your bushing, and we're going to place this bushing onto your bracket. You'll first have to remove the old bushing off of your bracket. That's usually held on by a cotter pin, and you'll be reusing this cotter pin to install the new bushing. Your kit comes with the bolts already attached to the bracket. There'll be 3 bolts that you'll need to remove, and you'll be attaching them or reattaching them as you install this bracket. So remove these 3 bolts. Now you'll line up this plate onto the bracket. In order to do that, you're going to want to move this arm out of the way so that you can access these threaded holes and this third cutout where the spacer bolt is going to go. So move your clutch pedal forward, take a zip tie, and go ahead and zip tie that clutch pedal up and out of the way. That'll move that bracket arm up out of the way of those bolt holes, and you'll have easy access. This is the simplest way to do it. Now you'll take this plate, your bracket, and go ahead and slide it under your original pedal bracket, and you'll see we're lining up the holes there with the threaded holes, and you'll go ahead and thread in your first larger bolt and the second 10mm bolt. Get those snugged down just finger tight, and then the third bolt, which has a spacer on it, that goes through the cutout and lines up with the bracket underneath. So as you'll see, we'll put that kind of in between the bracket into that space where you'll find that third threaded hole that we had showed you on the bracket, and go ahead and hand tighten that in as well. Tighten down those 3 bolts. You'll need a 10mm and a 13mm to tighten them down. As soon as they're snug, you're going to remove the nut from the provided bracket. That bracket's going to attach to this stud through the slot, and then the stud that goes through your master cylinder. You'll reattach the nut on the other side, and then go ahead and tighten that down with a 11/16 wrench, and install the clip onto your master cylinder rod. After you install your clip, we're going to reinstall your neutral safety switch. Line up this hole with the Phillips screw, and you'll line up this little stud with the slot that goes through to the threaded bracket underneath. You'll loosen that Phillips screw, and you'll see that small threaded bracket will pop out. You'll want to line up the slot on the small threaded bracket. Line that up with the slot in our plate. Then remove that Phillips screw. You're going to go ahead and place your neutral safety switch with the stud lined up in the slot and the hole lined up with that screw. So you can screw that Phillips screw back in there. You're going to go ahead and tighten it down with your screwdriver and get that snugged up. Now we're going to adjust your neutral safety switch. Make sure that that Phillips screw is loose enough where you can slide your neutral safety back and forth on the bracket. And now you're going to take and cut that zip tie off the clutch pedal so that it can begin to fully operate again. So you'll clip that zip tie, your clutch pedal will operate, and you'll see that that bushing rests against your neutral safety switch. So push that fully forward, then take your neutral safety and line it up flush with that key and tighten back down your Phillips. So once that's tightened, you'll see if you operate your clutch pedal, that neutral safety switch will begin to operate. Make sure that your neutral safety switch is operating properly now and that you've installed it correctly. You can manipulate the clutch pedal so that you can make sure that that switch is operating how it's supposed to. After you've reinstalled that, the installation of your hydraulic underdash pedal kit is complete. For more information, go to hydraulicclutchkit.com or drop us an email at info@malwoodusa.com.